What's going on, guys? It's Ross from MGF Customs, finally bringing you the full showcase on my two new custom LEGO minifigures to celebrate the premiere of The Mandalorian Season 2, which was amazing. And for this showcase, of course, I've got one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars figures I have ever made, the Mandalorian himself, Djarin, and the iconic, the legendary Baby Yoda, or The Child. As many of you know, I've been actively working on this duo on and off for a little over a month now, and I finally finished them like just now actually while I'm working on this video, and it's been so cool finally having the opportunity to make these. It's also been a ton of work, but absolutely worth it, and I cannot wait to get into this with you guys and into the rest of the new season. The first episode of Season 2 was so insane. I cannot believe there are 7 more chapters after what we already just saw, but sit back, grab those chicky nuggies, and let's get started.
This is the way.
Alright, so Djarin in his new updated Beskar armor for Season 2. To start, I've got to give a ton of credit to Tuminio over at microme.co.uk for the amazing work he does printing his 3D models into pieces like the helmet and torso pieces you see here, along with the magnetic jetpack that you're about to see. Now, both figures in this video are fully 100% hand painted by me, just to get that out of the way. So Tuminio's helmet is amazing. The cast was actually green when I first painted it, if some of you guys remember, around when the first trailer finally came out, but it's really just a simple layer of silver with gunmetal on the cheeks and metallic white on the sides here for extra definition. Then you'll already notice the weathering I added to the armor that runs throughout each armor piece on the figure, including the helmet. Next, the front of the body featuring those Tuminio torso pieces. These were green too, and they actually had to be removed from the overall armor piece and then glued into place over a pre-existing painted 3D piece I already had on there. You can still kind of see it under there. It's all painted up and weathered, obviously, and I'll talk about the main strap here in just a minute, but first, the main cape is a modded Mando cape from the battle pack. I just trimmed up the bottom with some clippers and drilled holes into various areas, and that was a real pain. However, up until last week, I had the main cape here actually painted in just the dark gray color, but after painting the secondary cape, which you'll also see in a minute, I painted all of these fold marks onto it too, and they add so much. But we're removing it for now though, so I can show you the full main strap, which is draped from the bottom left corner right here underneath all those pieces that you see, and then it extends all the way past the front chest piece and then up and over the torso here, and then you'll see it extends down past the back armor piece as well to the opposite corner. This was a piece of a shipping label actually, but it took a while before I could glue in the tiny tactical glow sticks that I used on the front of the strap right here. These pieces were very tedious to get in place, and you'll also notice underneath these pieces that I have on the strap, I do also have these stitching marks that run all throughout the entire length of it, and these stitch marks had to be painted first. And while we've got the capes off for now, of course, this is the back torso piece by Tuminio. Same deal, it was green, removed it from the original piece and glued it on the back here and painted it. But as you can see, I believe Tuminio included a slot within the 3D model so he could glue in these micro magnets. Now my strap runs over the magnet, but he placed this one here, and then there's one inside the jetpack as well. Tuminio's jetpack here is of course modified and painted by me, and so with that micro magnet it slots right into place perfectly, especially with the little plug that I inserted right there as well, you might have noticed. But unfortunately this doesn't work with the main cape as you already saw, so I opted to make a second cape. Now this one, as you can see, is much different from the main one, as it is cut and trimmed and and specifically painted in such a way so that it looks like the folds are overlapping on themselves, and then it's sort of meant to look like it's tucked behind the jetpack. So putting the slots over the neck post here, you can see the cape does go right into place, allowing for that spot for the jetpack. However, the jetpack's placement was uneven because of this strap, which is why I added this little plug here on the corner to level things out, and then it slots right into place, and it looks even better with, of course, the Mandalorian's helmet still attached. And there is Din Djarin with the Rising Phoenix jetpack, and I just am so happy with how this figure turned out. Next, Mando's belt, both front and back, was built using a wide variety of different pieces like labels, Lego plant pieces, staples, and other stuff. And the process of me making this was also featured in another tutorial I did recently on how to make 3D pieces. Then I painted the whole thing with a ton of detail, including stitching marks that wrap all the way around the side of the actual Lego belt piece on both sides, and you can probably also see the little tiny single detonator piece that I have on the left side of the belt there as well. And I love how this whole thing turned out. There's a look at it without the jetpack, so you can see both the ammo canisters and stitching on the back there as well. So now we've got a lot to unpack with the arms. This was the part of the process I was dreading the most, actually, as this is where the most sculpting work had to take place for the shoulders and gauntlets. But once I had the basic shape on there for each, I was able to start building up from there, and while it was still very tedious going bit by bit, I got more confident with it and eventually added the Mudhorn signet on his right arm, which I'm pretty proud of. It was so fragile before I got it on there, and the sculpting work for the gauntlet here on the back also turned out really great with these indented sections here and that little piece. But as we move on to his left arm, I'm sure you've already noticed the stitching marks running throughout both arms, and these ones were really the most tedious because I had to weave between the armor. This gauntlet here I'm really proud of, as it features the Whistling Bird section with all of the slots and detail actually engraved into it, and if you look even closer, there are tiny tints of blue there too. Painting this part was not easy. Lastly, with the arms though, you probably also noticed the tiny tactical glove tops around the wrists, along with the armor painted onto each hand as well. And unfortunately, there really was no way I could do the orange fingertips. I considered all possible strategies, but ultimately each method would have ended with the paint inevitably coming off. Minifig claws with their sharp edges are just never paint friendly. Next, the legs have a ton of 3D pieces for all the various accessories our Mando has, including the new Season 2 thigh armor piece on his right leg, the returning knee cuff here on his left, along with another pouch, and there was so much painted detail, especially with like these canisters for instance, and the little knife tucked behind those, and the holster with the stitching marks behind the holster on the backing. I swear my brain just went into autopilot for so much of this. Now it's time to break the Mandalorian creed, remove Din's helmet along with the head, if I can get it to cooperate, and then we're gonna place the Pedro Pascal Din Djarin head right on there. And this is what I made first for this figure, actually, before painting the helmet. This likeness I did to Pedro Pascal turned out so awesome, and I'm still really proud of it. Almost the entire tutorial video I did on painting faces is dedicated to it, actually. I decided not to paint the neck dark brown, by the way, simply so I could still use the face for other things if I ever want to. And also, I got the custom hairpiece off of Outside Brick as well. But holy hell, that is finally it for the Mandalorian himself. And I know I'm not supposed to put his helmet back on now that we've broken the creed, but too bad. Anyway, to finish up with him, I've got 3 custom brick arms weapons, including the overmolded blaster pistol here with custom details painted by me, and also the now iconic phase blaster rifle from the holiday special. It's one impressive weapon, also featuring detail painted by guess who? Finally, it's from season 1, but how could I pass up the overmolded tracking fob? Got this through Eclipse Graphics, and just like the blasters, I've been holding onto it forever forever for this showcase, but all I had to do here was paint a little red dot right in the middle. The Mandalorian was an unbelievable amount of work, even with the casted pieces by Tuminio, but it is now my favorite LEGO Star Wars custom I have ever made. And actually, Tuminio just posted this new version he's working on to his Instagram story. I have spoken. They kept him a secret, and he took the world by storm, becoming a little green global phenomenon. Baby Yoda, or the Child, whichever you prefer. I usually lean toward Keeper of the Nuggies, but that's just me. Every toy company kicked into high gear last year to make this little guy, despite what was going on. But not me. I waited 10 months. I've had this custom head and cradle from Tuminio for a really long time, so finally getting to do this was really awesome. Baby Yoda definitely came with some challenges though, like even though Tuminio's entire cast is really great, if I wanted to have articulated arms, I couldn't use this body because they're stuck in this fixed position. Now, of course, there are other great customizers out there like my buddy Djarin over at LM9 Productions, who actually started articulating baby minifig arms with micromagnets as well, so they wouldn't be locked into that position LEGO has them in typically, and the position that Tuminio emulated here. So here's what I had to do. Take 2 LEGO baby micro figures, destroy one to get the arms off of it, destroy the other by sanding the arms off of that one, drill holes into the sides of the torso and into each arm, then glue micromagnets in place facing the right way. None of that was easy though, and I actually messed it up multiple times gluing the magnets in the wrong way, but now his arms are articulated and they can bend up and they can bend down. So this was really cool for me. Thanks again to Djarin for not only inspiring this whole idea, but for referring me to these specific micromagnets on Amazon. The collar of his little jacket also had to be sculpted in a very specific way to accommodate these so that it wouldn't get in the way of the arms underneath and grind against the shoulders or anything. And if you know what a LEGO baby minifigure looks like, you probably can already tell I did some sculpting work on the front, and honestly the painting process was the easiest part for Baby Yoda. I had to go a little bit light on the head so that I wouldn't fill in any of the existing detail in Tuminio's design, but my patrons actually contributed to this by suggesting more pink within the ears, so that helped a lot, and I love how the fade ultimately turned out for each one. On top though, you'll notice that I did dry brush his hair, so that is on there too. Of course, Baby Yoda does have his prem though, and real quick, there is a stud inside, so he can hop in and get ready to go meet some enemy sorcerers. But I furiously painted non-stop until my elbows hurt just to have it ready in time for this video. But this is yet another amazing piece by Tuminio, and while it is based on the Season 1 version, I painted the whole thing to emulate the new Season 2 variant instead. I was actually able to change a couple things and make it more accurate though after seeing the first episode of Season 2, and once all of the base colors were applied section by section inside and out, painting the chipped red paint stripes and the other gray scratches was kind of fun actually. Usually I'm doing dirt or more generic weathering, so this was really cool. And that's actually it for this showcase. That's gonna do it for the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda here. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'd really love to get you guys' feedback on this showcase. It's been a long time in the making and something that I've been waiting to do all year long, and I am so incredibly proud of how these two minifigures ultimately turned out after the month-plus long process working on them on and off. So with all of that, let's go ahead and begin to wrap up this video.
Hello, I am Jedi Master of Imperial, and that is my wife, Yaddle.
You're a Jedi?
Well, no, not anymore.
Is this thing yours?
don't believe...
You use force energy or whatever?
Well, yes, but...
Great.
Hey!
Well, see you around, Yaddle. I am not paying child support.
Alright everybody, that's gonna do it for my first Mandalorian Season 2 showcase. Thank you so much for sticking around for the whole thing. I really do appreciate all of you. You guys are why I continue to pour crazy amounts of work and ungodly amounts of effort into custom minifigures like this and videos like this. There are, of course, more skits and bloopers at the very end if you want to stick around just a little bit longer. But regardless, if you did enjoy the showcase or if you're feeling a little inspired to maybe attempt your own custom Mandalorian figures, then be sure to let me know by helping me appease the YouTube algorithm by dropping this video a like below, as it does help put the video in front of more people, I guess. But honestly, more than that, I would much rather hear directly from you guys down below in the comments. And as always, you can catch me directly over on my Patreon page, where I'm posting all of my progress toward future showcases like the Avengers Endgame project, which I am now continuing after this and seeing through to the end. That'll all be going up over there for the rest of the year, just like all 12 of the progress posts for this showcase went up over the last month. I'll also be continuing my new series over there where I sit down at the mic and go even deeper into the process of making custom minifigs like these. So all of that is available if you're interested. Otherwise, you can still find me over on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and even TikTok. But yeah, guys, our Mando is crossing paths with several of our favorite animated characters this season, like Rosario Dawson's new take on Ahsoka Tano and Katie Sackhoff's bo-katan, as they both are finally going to make the leap into live action, and of course Tamura Morrison as Boba Fett. But the rumors and reports have all been absolutely crazy during this Star Wars drought since the Clone Wars ended, the craziest they've ever been, and it's mind-blowing to me that so much of it is in fact going to happen. And I'll be posting reaction videos for each new episode over on my vlog channel too, MGF Extra, by the way. But that's gonna do it for now though. I'm taking a break from Star Wars customs for the time being, but I will be back with more full-blown Star Wars customs in 2021. Until then, I'll probably just do some half custom depending on how well you guys respond to this video. So I'm gonna go. Take care, stay safe, guys, and keep creating. This is the way. Greetings, exalted ones. I am Luke Skywalker. Welcome to the new Jedi Temple, finally reclaimed from the Empire by the New Republic. For no good reason, I have made the difficult choice to dip out of the galaxy's affairs for at least the next 2 decades to search for Jedi lore with my guy, Lor San Tekka. I understand the Republic may require my presence to re-establish the Jedi Order's reputation, but I do not care. If you have found your child to be sensitive to the Force and wish for it to be trained, please leave it in the Lost and Found, because nobody cares. Thank you, and may the Force be with you. Wow, these Jedi really do suck. Of the minifigure's belt here, as you can see, Blaby Yoda, alright. Are you alright, Mandalorian? Huh? You appear to be exhibiting side effects of a concussion. What? You suffered damage to your central processing unit, remember? Oh, right. Wait, none of that was real? Hey, where's Boba Fett? The Jedi lady, Ahsoka. Bo-katan?
Wow, that is way too good to be true, Mando. They'd never let us do that. That is not the way.
Brown head. Of course, if I can get it off, we've got Djarin's head, Pedro Pascal. Oh my god, help. both front and back. Oh wow, the jetpack is really lopsided. Let's fix that. All right. So make a plan and get out there to vote for Baby Yoda.